Hey listeners, this is Peter, and welcome back to the History Shorts podcast. This humble show is brought to you by the Podcast Republic, your ultimate listening app. Discover and subscribe to thousands of podcasts from around the globe, yours truly included, all in one place. Download Podcast Republic now, available on Google Play and the Apple App Store. Today on History Shorts. In the theaters of World War II, where conventional armies clashed in open fields and fortified cities, another war was being waged. One fought not with tanks and artillery, but with intelligence, deception, and clandestine operations. The Office of Strategic Services, or the OSS, the United States' first centralized intelligence agency, emerged as a crucial instrument in this invisible conflict, laying the groundwork for modern American espionage while engaging in some of the most daring and imaginative operations of the war. Its history is inseparable from the vision of William J. Donovan, the man whose leadership, audacity, and unorthodox thinking transformed American intelligence into a force capable of influencing battles, destabilizing enemy regimes, and shaping the geopolitical landscape. Here is the rest of that story.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
The origins of the OSS can be traced to the early days of the United States' entry into World War II. Prior to 1941, American intelligence capabilities were fragmented and largely reactive, with tasks divided among the War Department, Navy, and State Department. Donovan, a decorated veteran of World War I and a lawyer with a keen interest in both national security and international law, recognized the insufficiency of this patchwork approach. In 1941, shortly before the attack on Pearl Harbor, he was appointed the Coordinator of Information, or the COI, an office tasked with consolidating intelligence gathering, analysis, and covert operations. The COI was modest in size and ambitious in purpose, blending espionage, propaganda, and psychological warfare. Donovan envisioned a single, centralized agency capable of both gathering actionable intelligence and executing missions behind enemy lines, an American equivalent to the British Special Operations Executive, or the SOE, though with its own distinct character. Following the United States' formal entry into World War II after December 7, 1941, Donovan's vision gained traction. In 1942, the COI was formally reorganized into the Office of Strategic Services, with Donovan appointed as its director. The OSS mandate was very expansive: to collect and analyze intelligence, to conduct sabotage and subversion in enemy-occupied territories, and to support resistance movements abroad. Unlike conventional military units, the OSS operatives were selected for ingenuity, adaptability, and courage. There were more scholars, linguists, mountaineers, and adventurers than soldiers. Individuals capable of blending into foreign societies, surviving hostile environments, and carrying out missions under conditions of extreme risk. Donovan's leadership emphasized creativity over hierarchy, improvisation over rigid procedure, and audacity over caution. This organizational philosophy would define the OSS operations and reputation. Europe became the OSS proving ground, and its missions often read like thrillers. In occupied France, Virginia Hall, an American operative with a prosthetic leg, built an extensive spy network that transmitted vital intelligence to London while evading the Gestapo. Hall reportedly once crossed a heavily guarded road carrying sensitive documents sewn into her clothing, using a combination of nerve, wit, and carefully timed distractions to avoid capture. In preparation for D-Day, OSS agents coordinated with French resistance fighters to sabotage rail lines, destroy bridges, and delay German reinforcements. One operation in Normandy involved resistance teams blowing a key railway junction, forcing German divisions to reroute for days, an intervention credited with reducing Allied casualties during the invasion. In Italy, OSS operatives parachuted into Apennine Mountains to train partisan units, sometimes leading ambushes against retreating German convoys, with nothing more than improvised explosives and guerrilla tactics. These missions were high-stakes gambles. Capture almost always meant torture or execution, yet the OSS European operations proved the extraordinary leverage that small, highly trained units could exert over large conventional forces. In the Asia-Pacific theater, the OSS daring only intensified. In Burma, Captain Earl Eifler commanded a guerrilla team of 120 local fighters and American operatives, navigating dense jungles, monsoon rains, and Japanese patrols. Using intelligence gathered from local scouts, Eifler's team executed ambushes on supply convoys along the Burma-Siam Railway, destroying bridges and fuel depots that crippled Japanese troop movements. In the Philippines, OSS operatives coordinated with Filipino guerrillas to liberate entire towns, often relying on improvised weapons, stealth, and intricate knowledge of the terrain. One agent, standing atop a jungle ridge, reportedly directed an airstrike on a Japanese garrison using nothing more than a rudimentary field radio and hand-drawn maps, exemplifying the improvisational spirit that defined the entire OSS operation. The OSS also excelled in innovation and experimentation. In Europe, miniature radios hidden in canes or hollowed-out shoes allowed operatives to communicate without detection. Microfilm was sewn into clothing, and clandestine messages were passed through innocuous everyday objects, from toothpaste tubes to loaves of bread. Psychological warfare was another OSS specialty. In Italy, agents broadcast fake orders to German units over captured radio frequencies, creating confusion and delays, while in France, leaflets dropped from planes encouraged surrender or resistance cooperation. The agency even explored daring scientific possibilities, from sabotage devices and clandestine chemical operations to novel supply delivery methods, such as a miniature container parachuted in disguise to resistance cells. The OSS culture rewarded courage, improvisation, and interdisciplinary skills. Agents were linguists, scholars and adventurers, and mountaineers, as I mentioned. They operated in moral and operational gray zones, often without any direct oversight, relying on quick thinking under extreme pressure. Stories of individual heroism abound. Couriers who darted through German-occupied Paris with critical intelligence, radio operators transmitting coordinates from secret attics while evading patrols, and operatives who survived capture through wit and resilience. Even analysts faced danger. Some accompanied field teams to provide real-time assessment of enemy movements, blending research with frontline experience. On the analytical side, the OSS Research and Analysis Branch produced reports of remarkable depth and foresight. Analysts dissected captured documents, economic data, military deployments, and political affiliations, synthesizing them into actionable intelligence for President Roosevelt, Allied commanders, and resistance leaders. The agency's dual emphasis on field operations and rigorous analysis was quite revolutionary, demonstrating that espionage was not merely about gathering secrets, but actively shaping military strategy and policy. The OSS faced challenges as well, however. Inter-service rivalries, skepticism from established intelligence agencies, and coordination issues with allied partners often complicated missions. Resources were very limited, forcing operatives to improvise equipment, transportation, and tactical plans. Yet these constraints reinforce the organization's defining characteristics, namely flexibility, initiative, and creativity under pressure. With the war's end in 1945, the OSS was disbanded, but its legacy endured. Its personal methods and organizational culture became the backbone of the new Central Intelligence Agency, or the CIA, in 1947. Techniques developed during the war, namely covert communications, resistance support, sabotage, and psychological operations, became foundational elements of American intelligence strategy throughout the Cold War. The daring exploits of OSS agents, from Virginia Hull's Defiance in occupied France to Karl Eifler's jungle guerrilla operations, created a new standard for espionage, one defined by courage, ingenuity, and strategic impact. Hopefully today's episode has inspired you to seek out and learn more about the subject. For answers to questions, to leave a comment, or check out upcoming guests' announcements, visit www.historyshortspodcast.com or look for History Shorts Podcast on Facebook and X. Stay curious, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but Mint's premium wireless is $15 a month. But I'd like to offer one other perk. We have no stores. That means no small talk. Crazy weather we're having. No, it's not. It's just weather. It is an introvert's dream. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.